Welcome back to Central PA Live. It's time for Wildlife Wednesday. We're joined now by Robin Grabowski of Center Wildlife Care. It is always nice to see you, Robin. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And today, we have the piano here. We have all this stuff here. I just went to see Elton John this summer. A huge fan, and it says here in my paper we're talking about Elton John today. So, what's that about? Wildlife Wednesday, Elton John. I'm a little confused.
We got this adorable little duck, and it's called, yeah, it's a duck, but it's got these flashy feathers. I mean, look at those feathers.
Gosh.
They're very rare in Pennsylvania. It's actually called a long-tailed duck. It used to be called an old squaw duck, but they renamed it as a long-tailed duck. But they don't typically hang out in Pennsylvania. They're usually up in the northern tundra, northern Canada and the tundra. They're a diving duck, and they can dive to depths of 200 feet. So they are really diving ducks.
Now, how did he end up here? If he's was he somebody's pet? How did that
happen? No. He was probably migrating through. They typically come down along the coastline and spend their winters along the coast.
Oh, look at that.
And he got grounded somehow. And sometimes when they get grounded, you know, when they have freezing rain, just like airplane wings can freeze up, so can duck wings, or it happens to loons and grebes. They get grounded for whatever reason, and then they're kind of stuck and they have trouble taking off. And so we got this little fella. He was a little thin, so we fed him, you know, and we realized that he needed to be in specialized pools for the rest of his rehabilitation. So we actually sent him to Delaware to a specialized facility. A volunteer met another volunteer down there to get him into Tri-State Bird Rescue and Research in Delaware, because they have specialized pools for diving birds, and to finish his rehabilitation. And that's really important to maintain their waterproofing, because they dive and they spend most of their time on the water. They have to have perfect waterproofing, which means that that their feathers keep the water from getting down to the skin.
Well, you know, this is just another example of every time you're on, you have an example of why it's so important when you see an animal like this that needs help to give you a call and not to try to do it yourself. I can remember, and I don't know if I've shared this story with you before or not. I can remember being a kid, and I had some cousins that found, I'm forgetting, a baby deer. Okay, and so they went and they got this baby deer, and they tried to rehabilitate it themselves. They weren't successful, and it's because they don't have the expertise. And so you guys really know what you're doing. Here you were, you knew what kind of bird it was, you knew what the bird's needs were, and you weren't able. You know what you said? Oh, you know what? We don't have the resources to get this animal where it needs to go. So we're going to send it to Delaware, and so that they can do it.
That's right. Well, it's really important if people find an animal that they don't know what it is, to give us a call. And with the internet now, you can take pictures, you can send us a picture, and if we don't know the answer, we can find somebody with the answer and help that animal out and get it the best help it can get. And we network with other rehabilitators all across the United States to get the best care for these animals.
And I love that his name was Elton John. Before we go, we have to ask you, what's your favorite Elton John song?
Oh gosh, there's many. I love his music. I love his music.
I would have to say, I wouldn't be able to pick a song, but one of my favorite costumes was when he was in the duck costume. So
yeah.
Anyway, Robin, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Really quick before you go, tell everybody how they get a hold of you.
You can go on our website, wildaboutAnimals.net, or give us a call, 814-692-0004. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Central PA Live.